Hey everybody, welcome to What's on the Menu. And today, what's on the menu is some super simple banana oat cookies. So this recipe, like all the recipes that I have and will be doing, you can jazz up, you can do it super simple using just ingredients that you have probably in your pantry right now. Good afternoon, Newport. Thanks for watching, guys. So to get started, the basic things that you need are 2 bananas. If they're ripe, which means they're super brown and kind of mushy, the better. Mine aren't even that ripe, but it's all I had, so it's what I'm using. Some oats. So I have this giant thing of old-fashioned oats. You could use quick cooking oats. You could use packets of oatmeal. Whatever you have, it literally doesn't matter. You could use oat flour. Now, you would probably have to change the recipe a little bit, just using less of it, but whatever you have. And obviously, we need to have some chocolate chips, or this recipe would be no fun at all. So once you have all your ingredients, and I have a little bit of vanilla extract. If you have vanilla, go ahead and use it because I think vanilla just makes everything taste better. If you don't have it, it's not going to make or break the recipe, though. So 3 main ingredients plus some vanilla. Sometimes if I want to get fancy, I'll add like some shredded coconut to this recipe, but we're not getting too fancy today. So the first thing you need to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. So go and do that. Then while you're preheating your oven to 375, go and wash your hands. I've already washed mine. I just washed them before I started filming. So go do that. Then preheat your oven, wash your hands, whatever. Get some gloves on. Then you're going to peel the bananas and put them into a large mixing bowl. I've got this. You can use any kind of bowl at your disposal. So I'm just going to peel the bananas. Don't need the peels. I have a garbage can over there. I'm not just throwing the banana peels on the floor, okay? That'd be craziness. So bananas go into the bowl. Then what you're going to need is a sturdy fork. So if you've got a plastic fork, it's not going to work. You need something sturdy, and you're going to take your fork and just using the back of it, you're just going to mash the bananas. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a little closer so you can really get in on this mashed banana action. See, you just use it like that. You just push so that you get a nice mashed up banana. So go ahead and do that. That's why it's easier if they're super ripe or they're a little bit older. So ripe, they're older. They've been sitting on your countertop for longer. It makes it easier to mash them up because they're already kind of mushy. These probably could have used a few more days to ripen, but it's going to taste great still the same. So just keep mashing until you can't really see the form of a banana anymore. I'm going to get all those little lumps out. Just keep mashing with the back of your fork. If your arm gets tired, pass it to the person next to you. Let them help out. You just want to make sure that there's no lumps because then you're going to have lumpy cookies. I don't want that. If you want lumpy cookies, go for it. Now it's a little easier. They're broken down a little bit more. So just keep mashing them until you're happy with the consistency. So I'm actually going to show you 2 ways to make these cookies today. I'm going to show you a way to do it in the oven, and then I'm going to show you a way to do it in the microwave. Okay, I prefer the oven. I think it tastes better. But if you're in a pinch and you need like a quick snack or something, I am going to show you a way to make them in the microwave. So, and that over there is my convection oven. So right now I have it set to the oven setting, but it can also be a microwave. So don't let that fool you. Okay, bananas are mashed. Let's take a look. Not the most appealing, but that's what it should look like. Just some mashed up banana. Next, you're going to need a cup of oats. So however you're getting the oats, if you have oatmeal, maybe you'll need a few packets of oatmeal. If you've got just a big thing of oats laying around, you need a cup of oats. Going to add that right in. And a half a cup of chocolate chips. That's about half. These are actually chocolate chunks. Again, it's all I had, so it's what I'm using. And then just mix everything together. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. I am going to add a little vanilla because I have it. If you don't have it, don't feel bad. You don't need it. It's not essential. This is a 3-ingredient, okay? I'm just adding 4 because I like to be extra sometimes. So go ahead and mix that up. Now, what I like to do to make sure that I have even-sized cookies are to use a tablespoon to kind of form the cookies. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Grab yourself a cookie sheet or anything that's oven safe, and then I've lined it with a little bit of parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can always spray some cooking spray or olive oil or coconut oil, whatever you have, just so that your cookies don't stick to the bottom of your baking pan. So it can look like this. It can have edges on the pan. It can have no edges. Anything will work. Really versatile. So what I like to do is I take my tablespoon and I fill it up. I kind of use the edge of my bowl to flatten it. And then I just flip over the tablespoon very gracefully like that. And you've got a little cookie. So I just use a tablespoon because then I know that all of my cookies are going to be the same size. And the reason that you want them to be the same size is so that they cook evenly and that they cook all at the same time. So if you have one cookie that's humongous and then a cookie next to it that's tiny, the tiny cookie, you are at risk of burning this tiny cookie, okay? So use a tablespoon. It doesn't take that much longer. It keeps you measured. And like mine are not perfectly sized, but the tablespoon just helps to keep it slightly uniform here. So I'm just going to keep going until I fill up my cookie sheet. Now with this recipe, it is super easy to like cut the recipe in half. It's super easy to double the recipe if you feel like you need more. Because it's really just 2 bananas and a cup of oats. And then, you know, chocolate chips can be at your discretion. If you like more chocolate chips, you could add more. If you want to go a little lighter on the chocolate chips, totally. But I really like this recipe because it's super easy to cut in half if you want to make it like a personal snack, or to make, you know, double the recipe if you want to make them for like a party or something. I don't know. Super easy. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to some if I feel like they're lacking. All right. That should be good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now you're just going to leave them just like this. You don't have to press them down. I like mine to be kind of little, they're like little bubbles. If you want, you could press it down and shape it into more of like a round cookie shape. You could do that. I'm not going to do that today, but you totally could. So for the oven version, my oven has preheated. I am putting these in there for 10 minutes. Super, super fast. 10 minutes in the oven. It's not a huge commitment. 10 minutes. All right, now for the microwave version. Cookie recipe is all the same. You don't change anything, you don't add anything, you don't do anything different. All you need is a microwave safe plate. So like a paper plate is probably not going to be great for this. I would use something that is microwave safe. Just make sure. Yep, okay, we're good to go. All right. Then what you're going to want is some cooking spray or olive oil. You don't want to use parchment or wax paper because, so parchment paper is oven safe. Wax paper is not oven safe, and wax paper is also not microwave safe. Parchment, put it in the oven. Parchment, I would not put it in the microwave. So if you're going to make this in the microwave as opposed to an oven, you're just going to want to use cooking spray, olive oil, or coconut oil, whatever you have on hand. But you don't want to put wax paper or parchment paper in the oven, or excuse me, you don't want to put parchment paper or wax paper in the microwave. It's a fire hazard. So I'm going to get a little paper towel and get some coconut oil on here. And I'm just going to rub the coconut oil on the plate, on the surface of the plate, so that the cookies come off easy. I just don't want them sticking to the bottom of the plate, because if you can't get the cookies off, then how are you going to eat them? I don't know. I want to be able to eat my cookies. So oil up your plate, olive oil, coconut oil, cooking spray, you know, whatever you have. Now, I think I'm going to use the same technique of using my tablespoon to kind of form the cookies. And I'm just going to go in a little circle around the plate. It's actually probably easier for you guys to see like this. So I'm just kind of flipping it over. And the mixture is so, this cookie dough batter is super soft that it just plops right out of my tablespoon. So just keep going until you have used up the cookie dough or used up all the room on your plate. So again, you want to evenly space them out, just like you did for the oven version of these cookies. And these cookies don't spread at all. We didn't put any baking soda or baking powder in there, so they're not going to spread. So you don't even have to worry about them running into each other. The shape that you put them in is the shape that they will stay in the oven or microwave, because we didn't use a rising agent like baking powder or baking soda. So you don't have to worry about them spreading and running into each other, which I also really like about this recipe. Okay, now what I'm going to do with these is shape them a little bit, because that is an option. So now I'm just taking my fork and I'm just rounding them out and then flattening them. So I'll come get a little closer so you can see. So I'm just taking my fork and I'm kind of rounding it out, and then you just flatten it slightly so that it looks more like a cookie and less like a blob of, you know, oatmeal on a plate. So you can make them as cute or as rustic as you want. Again, these recipes are really what you make it. You could add flavors to this cookie recipe. You could do blueberries instead of chocolate chips. The thing is, you do need the banana because we're not using egg or oil or anything like that. Oh my God. I almost just knocked over a chair. So we're not using oil or eggs or anything like that to make the batter wet. So you do need the banana because that's the part that makes it, you know, bind together. But you could totally put blueberries in there or, you know, raisins. If you want to do that, you could add some cinnamon and make some like cinnamon cookies. Wow, that sounds really good actually. You could add peanut butter if you can do that. You get real creative with these. So I'm just forming them, adding a little bit more if I feel like it needs it. So for me, I have to wait until these are done. We've got like 2 minutes left. And I got to look this up to see how long you're going to put it in the microwave for. So form them, place on a plate, and we're going to microwave these for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Exactly. I just found this microwave cookie recipe on Pinterest. Super easy. So, yep, 1 minute and 10 seconds. Let's see, I'm going to check out our oven cookies really quick. They are looking really good. We've got like 1 more minute, and then we'll go in with our microwave cookies. So 2 ways to enjoy these cookies. Now, I left a little center. I left that empty for the microwave cookies because if you put it right in the center, it'll cook faster. It's really all about making sure it's evenly cooked. So I put them all at the same distance around the plate. That way they all cook at the same time and we don't have any overdone or underdone cookies because nobody wants that. Okay, oven cookies are coming out. These need to cool, so I'm just going to put them over here. Now, very important for me, not you, I need to change the setting on here because I don't want it to be an oven anymore. I want it to just be a microwave. Otherwise, we're going to have issues. So I'm going to let that cool off a little bit just because it was an oven for so long. It's really hot right now, so I'm just going to leave it open. Guys, I'm going to take this moment to talk to you about oven safety. Whenever you're going in and out of the oven or using the oven, you should know this, but you got to have an oven mitt or you got to have something, you know, kitchen safe made for ovens to take things and put things in and out of the oven. Otherwise, you burn yourself. And I've done it so many times. So I speak from experience. Grab yourself an oven mitt. You all should have them in your kitchens. It's a kitchen staple, but got to use it. Super handy, even when you're putting things in the oven, because sometimes your hand can touch the oven door or the side of the oven, and then you could easily burn yourself that way too. So just make sure you got an oven mitt. That way you don't have to worry about it. Okay, we are going in to the microwave now with these cookies for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Okay, those are in. Now they do have to cool a little bit, so just keep them on top of your oven or put them on your stove or whatever when they come out of the oven, just so they need to cool down. Otherwise, if you try to eat it right now, they're super gooey. And I mean, that could taste really good, but you might need a fork to eat them. So I suggest letting them cool, although gooey cookies do sound delicious. So 1 minute 10 for this. I can't read So Newport, the cookies go in the oven for 10 minutes. If you're baking them, so it's 375 for 10 minutes. So you should have preheated 375, 10 minutes. It's super quick. No problem. All right, microwave just went off. I've never tried microwaving these cookies, so I'm really curious to see how they come out. I mean, it's basically just banana oatmeal. So this plate is really hot. So I'm gonna use my oven mitt. Yeah, I've never made them in the oven, but it seems, or in the microwave. I always use an oven, but it seems kind of genius. So I'm gonna go ahead and try because the ones that we made in the microwave should be ready to go. They do. I think I'm still gonna have to eat it with a fork though. Let's see, maybe the oven ones have cooled off a little bit more. They're still kind of gooey. They do need to dry out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these microwave ones because I'm so curious. They look really good though. All right. It does, it tastes just like banana oatmeal, but with the added benefit of chocolate. So, oh, really good. I think I still prefer the oven baked method the best, but those work just as well. So when you take the cookies out of the oven, let them cool just at room temperature. You don't have to put them in the refrigerator or anything. Let them cool for another 10 minutes. So bake for 10, cool for 10, and then you've got delicious banana oatmeal cookies. You guys, if you have any other questions, you can send me an email. I would be happy to answer. We will see you tomorrow morning for a craft. Go for a walk, grab a rock. You're going to need it for the craft tomorrow. And I hope you guys enjoyed these quick and easy, simple cookies. Have a great afternoon, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.